What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel, The Virtual Wholesalers. Today, Adam's mom is in town and we're going to take her on the Mayport Ferry. We're going to take you along with us, but stick around because when we get back, we're going to do a video on massive action equals massive results. So it's something you don't want to miss.
Hey, we're going on the Mayport Ferry.
Where are we headed, Mom?
Going to Fernandina Beach.
All right, you're in. Hey, there's gonna be a loud whistle.
When? Right now?
I guess. We made it, Fernandina Beach. There's my mom. We're about to go grab some food at a place that Shannon found called the Patio Place.
Hey guys, how many of you are having problems in this business? So we see, as you come in as new wholesalers, we see a lot of people having issues in the business, and the number one thing they talk about is not having enough leads, not having enough deals. So you can solve all of this by taking massive action.
Yeah, so anyway, we belong to a ton of Facebook groups, we go to a ton of networking events, and over and over and over again, you start talking to people when they talk about they can't find deals, or there's not enough deals out there, or the market's too competitive, or there's too many wholesalers out there, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so by talking to these people, we realize that most of them are not taking enough action, and by not taking enough action, that is typically what is causing you to have a lack of deals, a lack of being able to make enough offers on properties to get deals under contract and to get deals to the closing table. It really is not the market, it's not how competitive it is. It's your lack of action, and it's your lack of action on a massive scale. I talk to so many people and they just think that they're taking enough action, and once you start like really digging deep into what they're talking about, you realize that they're really not taking any action at all, or they're taking a very minimal amount of action. And in their mind, they think it's enough, but in reality, it's just, it really is lacking. And talking to these people, you find out they all fit in like 3 different buckets. The first bucket is the guy who can't figure out exactly what part of real estate that they want to be in. They're in, you know, they take a ton of different seminars, they learn a ton of different things, they want to learn everything there is to know about real estate in general, nothing specific and no niche real estate. They want to be in like the wholesaling groups, they want to be in the fix and flip groups, the buy and hold groups, the note flipping groups. So they never really take their focus and they hammer it down into one lane and stick to their own lane and become good at one thing. They just don't stick with anything long enough to actually gain any traction or get any good at anything. They're just all over the board. They follow every single guru. They're looking for the get rich quick, which I can tell you from experience, there is no get rich quick, especially in real estate. We're able to step back and look at their life and realize what they're doing. They will realize that they're spread out in so many different areas rather than just focusing on one niche. Like,
there's nothing wrong with doing more than one thing in real estate, but when you first start out, it's very important that you're focused on one area and you learn that area and you get good at it, and then you are making profit from that before you look into another niche.
So listen, if there's even one single person in whatever market that you are in doing what you want to do and they are successful, then it is not the market, it is you. I can promise you, if one person is successful in doing something that you're trying to do in a market that you're trying to do it in, then the process works. It's not the market is too competitive. It's not there's too many wholesalers. It's you. You're not taking enough action. You're not doing enough things to become successful, and they're proof of it. Because why would it work for somebody and not work for you unless they are going about it in a different way than you are going about it? If you can't get it to work, another type of person that we talk to is the people that are afraid to fail, or the ones that they're not the ones that get educated in a bunch of things and take a little bit of action in each of those, so they're spread too thin. They're the ones that get a bunch of education and they never take any action at all. They're afraid of failure, or they're afraid of what their friends or family may think, like, oh, you're crazy to be going in and doing that. They're always studying, they're always wanting all the lights to be perfect, the scenario to be perfect before they ever start. And I can tell you from experience that you're never gonna know everything about the subject. And even when you do get to the end and you think that you know everything about the subject, there's always one more thing that you could be learning. So it just doesn't make sense to, in your own mind, to think that you're gonna be able to have all the knowledge and to have all the answers at the beginning. You have to pick up and you have to just start somewhere and get moving. You have to be okay with just putting yourself out there, failing forward fast, and really just messing things up. Like, it's not a big deal. I think people overthink failure, especially. I think that people are, I don't know if they're taught that from their family or their friends or whatever it is, but it's all shit. Like, you cannot focus on that. I love failure. Like, we go out and we mess things up all the time because we're just taking massive action. Our motto is just to send it and deal with what happens when it happens, and we trust in our ability to figure it out along the way. And if a problem arises, we can figure it out, and we know that we can solve the problem when it comes. You're not gonna have the answers. You don't even know what the problems are before you send things. So you're gonna rack your brain trying to figure out the perfect scenario. What should I say here? What should I do here? When in all reality, a lot of times those things never ever happen. So you're just wasting time and you're just wasting energy by waiting for all the lights to be green, because it's just never ever gonna happen. Especially in wholesaling and marketing for wholesale deals. And the way we market, we use a lot of technology. And if you wanted to read all about technology and where it is today, by the time that you actually started, it moves so fast, you're already light years behind. You actually have to be in the weeds and doing things in order to figure out what is working and what's not. And you have to actually flow with the technology. I mean, literally, things that we were doing 3 weeks ago have already changed today. So you're wasting time by just doing all this research, figuring out the best techniques to use or the best marketing channel. Just start sending things, figuring out what works, figuring out what doesn't work, and just moving forward rapidly.
The last bucket of people is the massive action bucket. This is the bucket that you want to be in. So this is the bucket. This is what Adam and I do every day. We take massive action. We send massive amounts of marketing out to get our seller leads. I hear people all the time complaining that they can't get a deal. And I immediately ask them how much marketing they're doing. Listen, if you have 500 numbers, that is not enough to get a deal. It's just not. And
that's enough for 2 hours.
You may get lucky, and a lot of people do. A lot of people go driving for dollars, and on their first day, they'll get a deal under contract and they'll sell it. A lot of people will skip trace 500 numbers and they will get a deal and they will sell it.
Not a lot of people though.
But no, it's not common, and I'm here to tell you from experience, you have to put time, money, and effort in on the front end, and what you put in on the front end is what you're going to see on the back end. So this is the bucket you want to be in. You want to be the massive action taker. You cannot be afraid to spend money to make money. You also need to come in to this business knowing that the more people you talk to, the better chance you have of actually getting a deal to the closing table. You cannot be afraid of getting on the phone, and you cannot be afraid of hearing the no's. There are going to be so many no's to that one yes you're going to get that's actually going to work out. So you just have to be okay with that. Come in knowing that this doesn't happen overnight. And if you put the work and effort into it and you take that massive action, you will be successful.
I agree with Shannon. I I think the people, if somebody's sending out 500 pieces of mail or skip tracing 500 numbers and getting a deal, that is a complete anomaly. That is not normal. We do quite a bit of deals, and we're not any smarter or any more special than the next guy. We just take a ton more action in our life. Every single day, I chase no's. Like, I get on the phone and I try and make contact with as many people as humanly possible that I can that day, and make as many offers as I can that day. And I am actually chasing the no's. I want to hear a no, because every single no, I really know that it's getting me closer to a yes, which is ultimately what I'm after. No's don't faze me at all. The point I'm trying to make is, just by sheer numbers, if you send out more marketing, there's going to be more of a chance that the good leads come into your system and you can make offers on those. Wholesaling is a complete numbers game. You have to be making offers every single day on everything. This goes for wholesalers, for rehabbers, for buy and hold guys, all of those guys. Don't be the guy that's coming into Facebook groups and complaining. Listen, you need to be out there making offers. Like, it's not the market. It's not the other wholesalers. It's not the inflated ARB or the overestimated repair costs. That's all bullshit. You're making an excuse for yourself. Rather than coming on any social media to complain about it, you should be picking the phone up and making an offer. Who cares what that guy's number is? Make the offer every single day. Massive amounts of offers. Talk to massive amounts of people. Send massive amounts of marketing out. And I promise you that you will get deals. It's a simple process. The more that you send out, the more that's going to come back, the more opportunities that you're going to have, and the more chances that you're going to get to actually get a deal under contract and get it to the closing table. I'm not saying go out and just waste a bunch of time. Believe me, I mean, you can go do that as well, but that's not what I'm trying to say here. You need to do some sort of pre-screening, which we do. We make sure there's some equity in the deal, and if there's equity, we make the offer. I don't care what the outcome is. You never really know what is going on the other end of the phone call, so don't hesitate on making the offer. That person you're talking to could have just lost their job that day, and they need to sell that house, so don't overanalyze the deal. If there's equity, make the offer on the deal, and go out and make, I don't know how many offers it takes you to get a deal under contract in your market, 5, 6, 7 offers a day, but whatever it is, you need to figure it out, and you need to go and be relentless in getting this. I mean, I would much rather somebody get mad at me for, you called me 20, 30 times, rather than me miss a deal because of I'm waiting for the perfect time to call, or the perfect time of night, or the perfect scenario on the lead. The more action that you take in all areas of your life, the easier that your life becomes. Figure out a way to make it work and go do it. Quit making excuses for yourself. I think, you really have to look in the mirror, and I think people are so soft nowadays that they can't look at themselves and do some self-awareness and figure out like where they're lacking or where their life is lacking. And the moment that you get some clarity on what you're missing in your life, the better the chances that you can actually start to work on it and then fix the issue. And I think, I really do believe, by talking to the people that get overeducated in this business, that are the people that are spread way too thin, if they would just slow down, they would pick a niche that they like, they would focus in on it, and they would start hammering the phones and making offers. I mean, literally, sales is the lifeblood of your business. All the other things in your life can wait. The picking the logo, the designing the t-shirts, the picking the correct CRM. You do need a CRM, but all of that stuff can wait. You need to be getting on the phone. You need to be talking to as many people as humanly possible a day. And you need to be making a ton of offers. That's just the bottom line. It's not, I know I harp on this over and over in this video. It is not the market. It is not because there's too many wholesalers out there. That all of that is true. That is all true. There are too many wholesalers out there. The market is tough right now. But the real reason that you're not getting deals is because you are not taking enough action. Go look at the amount of offers that you made last week and really look at it and see, is this enough offers to get me to where I want to be? And if you're not closing enough deals, or if you're not getting enough deals under contract, then no. The answer is no, it's not enough offers. You need to be making more.
Another thing we notice, and this is something that I consistently hear from a lot of the newer people in the wholesale business, is that they don't really like to be on the phones. So they start this business, they send out some mail, some marketing in some way, and they start getting calls, but they don't want to work the phone. And I cannot stress this enough. In this business, it is that is what this business is on the front end. And, you know, if you're not set up yet to where you can hire people on to do that for you, and if you don't really know how to work the phones yet, that it's going to be an issue.
One thing that will cure that is taking massive action. I mean, it's the fastest way to cure that. If you realize that you don't want to be on the phone, listen, I can tell you're in the wrong business. You have to pick up the phone, you have to talk to people, and you have to make offers. And the only way to get better at anything in life is to get more reps in. Getting more reps in makes things easier for you. Getting on the phone, messing up the phone calls, you know, figuring out what is working on the calls and what is not working on the calls and moving forward is the only way to cure that and to get better is to do more of it. I mean, even with marketing, you send out a shit ton of marketing, you find out real quick what is working and what's not working. And you take what you get, you take what's working and you double down on it, you triple down on it, and you take what's not working and you quit doing it. Like that's just the way it is. You cannot be afraid to take massive action. It really is the only thing that's gonna get you one step closer to your goal. It's going to propel you forward, and the faster that you do it and the larger of a scale that you do it, the quicker and easier it is going to become for you. I mean, you're just going to get to your end goal. You're going to get better much faster. Rather than toeing the water, you need to be jumping all in. Like I'm a firm believer in just going crazy, sending as much marketing out. I mean, throw shit out there and see what happens. Just roll with it.
But don't. The one thing you don't want to do is spend a bunch of money in marketing and be too afraid to answer your phone.
Yeah, terrible. I mean, if you're going to be too afraid to answer your phone, do not spend the money in marketing. I mean, that's just crazy.
So it's very, very important. I hear from so many people, they're afraid to be on the phone. They don't want to work the phones. They don't know what to say, but they're still trying to market to get deals, and that makes no sense. So, it's super important that you make the commitment up front that not everyone's afraid to be on the phone, but if you happen to be that person that is afraid to be on the phone, do not spend money in marketing if you haven't made the commitment up front that you're going to get on the phone no matter what, no matter how afraid you are, and you're going to conquer that fear.
Also, though, I will tell you, once you start getting some skin in the game and you send a large sum of money out and you spend a bunch of money in marketing, it's going to kind of force you to get on the phone. Otherwise, you're just going to watch your money circle the drain. I mean, you need to think about what your why is and why you're doing this, and you need to be okay with being uncomfortable. You need to be okay with taking some money out of your pocket and spending it on marketing and massive amounts of marketing and getting the leads pumping in, and you need to be okay with being uncomfortable on the phone and speaking to people. And you have to, your why needs to be bigger than that fear that's sitting inside you. I mean, everybody's afraid to be on the phone at first, but literally it is not a big deal. You just have to, the reason that you're afraid is because you're not doing enough of it. The reason that you're not getting enough deals is because you're not sending enough marketing out. You're not driving the leads into your system on a massive scale in order to get anything done. People severely underestimate the amount of marketing that it takes to get a deal. They underestimate the amount of offers that it takes to get a deal, and they really underestimate the amount of effort that it takes to run a successful wholesale business or to get deals under contract and to the closing table. So me and Shannon talk about this a lot. We really push massive action in our own life. Like, we are firm believers in just going all in. I mean, jump completely into the deep end and sink or swim, man. That's the way life is. You either figure it out or you don't. But you figure it out real quick if this business is not for you. If you send all that marketing out and you're afraid to get on the phone, man, this business is not for you. That's the reality of it. You can't hide behind it. You need to be able to look into yourself and figure out, like, look, I'm just not cut out for that. Maybe I need to go back to my job and work where somebody's going to give me a paycheck. Because if you're working on your own, I can tell you from experience, you're going to be in a lot of uncomfortable situations, and there's going to be a lot of scary times, and you need to be able to have the mental fortitude and the inner strength to be able to get through those issues. And I really do think that just by doing things on a mass scale, it really alleviates all the other issues in your life. It will get you closer to your goals so much faster. Just by, like I said before, sheer volume. You just have more swings at the ball. So I know this video, we harped on some things over and over, and we probably repeated ourselves over and over again, and I apologize. But if you are interested in any books that kind of drive the topic of this video or what we're talking about, I highly suggest 10X by Grant Cardone. it will really tell you that what you're doing in your life is not enough. And by the end of the book, it'll make you want to run through a doggone brick wall. So, I mean, it really is something I highly suggest. I know a lot of people laugh at Grant Cardone or he's too over the top, but the dude is at the top for a reason. It's because he is relentless. He takes massive action in every single thing that he does. His marketing, his social media presence, like everything is over the top. And that is what gets you to success. I also want to tell you, I read a book called Go for No. I was talking about chasing no's earlier. Instead of always looking for the yes, this book will teach you to go for the no, and eventually you will get to the yes. But I'm excited when I get no's. I tell Shannon all the time, hell yeah, let's get another no, man. This is closer to getting a deal done. So that book is called Go for No. And the other one is The Science of Getting Rich, and it's by a guy named Wallace Waddle. Super old book, but it talks about how to be an advancing man or woman. And I think in the book what he's talking about is advancement is just putting yourself out there on a massive scale, letting people know that you are going after what you want to get in life, and just taking enough massive action in order to do that. So anyway, if this video added any sort of value to your life, please give us a thumbs up. If you have not already subscribed, we put out content weekly, so please hit the subscribe button. And that is about it for today. I hope you guys crush it this week, and we will talk to you soon. See ya.
Bye.